Testing, one and two. Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM, here at the BTM Crypto News Network. And somebody asked me what happened to the Black Tiger Miner YouTube channel. This is the Black Tiger Miner. Black Tiger Miner is BTM Crypto Network, one of the same, actually the same person. But we are here and we are live back on the night shift with Kaspa. So I'm back with the Kaspa network making Kaspa videos. Somebody asked me to make more Kaspa content. We're here on the night shift with the Kaspa. Kaspa's the Army, better get the Navy. Shot out the Air Force and the Space Force if we ever get to the moon. So what up, Silver Days, BTM Crypto News Network. Let's go, BTM. Smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you, Silver Days. I got to put you on the payroll, bro. You're one of the hardest working YouTubers on YouTube. I got to put you on the payroll or something, bro. But thanks for joining. Get the word out. BTM is live talking about Kaspa. And a lot has changed in Kaspa, actually, right? I remember when the Kaspa FYI was still up. I tried to pull up Kaspa FYI, and it was like, what did it say? It's now Kaspa Stream or something. Kaspa, we'll look at it in a second. I got it, so we'll hit that as well. But let's turn on the spotlight and see what we can see. And we'll get started with our sponsor. Let's see. Why is this not coming up today? So this is Caleb and Brown. Shout out to Caleb and Brown. Let me start the screen share. Let's see here. So shout out to Caleb and Brown. Caleb and Brown is a sponsor of the BTM Crypto News Network or the Black Tiger Miner channel. If you were back in the beginning, but we have evolved to the BTM Crypto News Network. But Caleb and Brown's a sponsor, 24/7 support. Anytime you call them, there's somebody there to help you and to give you advice and guide you through the exciting world of crypto. Use the link in the description. You can sign up. Appreciate everyone that's already signed up. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. Just trying to keep the lights on here on the BTM Crypto News Network. So let's see, we'll check the crypto market overall. The market is down 1.28% to 3.13 trillion. CMC 20 is 193.64. So $193.64, down 2.58%. It was what? $200 earlier this week, but things have changed. The markets came down. Bitcoin's down to 90,000. I think it was at 94, down 0.26% on the hour, down 2.2 on the day, still up 3.5 on the week. Ethereum is down 0.58 on the hour, down 3.89 on the day, still up 5.56 for the week at 3,140. XRP is at $2.15, down 2.7% on the hour, 5% on the day, but still up 17.62% on the week. Solana is $136.70, down 0.7% on the hour, down 1.97 on the day, and up 9.41% on the week. So going over to Kaspa. So Kaspa is at 4 cents, down 5.8% on the day. Market cap 1.2 billion. So the market cap's pretty big. Just got to get the price going. Down 5.9% on the day. 24-hour trading volume is 27.48 million, down 31.19%. What is going on? So this is what I was talking about. So Kaspa, FYI, is now Kaspa Stream or something. I don't know. I'll have to catch up. Been a while since I did a Kaspa video. Check this camera real quick. It's weird. I thought there was a cover on the camera. Apparently not. That's weird. Go back over to the regular USB camera. Let's see here. See if that is any better. It seems decent. It seems decent on the preview, but on the screen, let's get back to it. So TPS is at 10, average 10.7, 693 nodes. What is this? One mempool. Hash rate, wow, 463.9 petahash. 243 miners, 10 BPS. Second supply 27 billion. That's weird. I don't know. I like the new Kaspa Stream, man. What is active addresses? What, 94 million? 592 million transactions. 8,870 an hour. Cash plus 39. What is this? The number of Cashflex payloads seen in an hour. What is this? Number of KRC inscription scripts seen in the hour. Don't know what the inscription scripts are doing. Gotta research that as well. Let's see. KSA, I guess the messaging, nothing in the last hour. KRC 21, 721, 57 inscriptions. Cash Peak, I don't know what that is, and Cash Social. So we got transactions and blocks. Dang, we don't get holders no more? That's weird. Man, where's the holder addresses? And where's the KRC 20? That's crazy. So wait a minute, you got one Aquaman, 16 humpback. Oh, they didn't give us the hour breakdown anymore. That's weird. What is this? I got a lot of Kaspa research to catch back up on. Blocks, miners, and nodes. Yeah, this isn't as intuitive as the Kaspa FYI was. I don't know who made this dashboard, but get it out of here. No, I'm playing. It's going to take some time, I guess, to understand the dashboard. Where are the KRC20 tokens? That's weird. Don't get the address information. A lot of cool graphs, but I don't understand the payload part. So yeah, gotta be catching up some. or the transactions, but we're keeping it moving. This is the Kaspa Globe. Now, this is actually pretty cool. Not 100% sure what it's saying either, but I do like the globe representation. Public peer-to-peer nodes 445. Public connections 3,667. Ever seen peers 21,000. Located peers 18,000. I might need to set my Kaspa node back up, see what we can do there. Actually, just turn on. I got it. But I found this Kaspa hub, which is pretty cool because most of the stuff is here. So I think that helps. I just want to see, is there anything for KRC 20? KRC. Wow. Oh, wow. Interesting. So this is the Kaspa node map. And I do remember this on Kaspa FY. I'm not sure why they broke it out. 697 nodes. A school in Texas. Looks like we are still on the map in the Big Dangerous. Let's see, what is this? It looks like the Big Dangerous is still on the map with the node. Might need to turn my node back on, watch it on the visualizer. So this is Kaspa News, which is also pretty cool. 2026 is the time to deliver more Kaspa charts and metrics. Welcome to the Kaspa cost basic ratio chart. Metric delivery. Is the chart here? That'd be awesome. Let me start posting Kaspa to see if I can get on this Kaspa News. Kaspa Silver. K is basically the X clone fully built on Kaspa. Every interaction, L1 transaction, likes, dislikes, profile. Creators, queues, post, fully open source, censorship. Interesting. Cas Crypto OG. Which KSA project has the greatest potential? Interesting. Let's see what he has here. If this ever comes up. Kaspa 2026 time to deliver more cash. Oh. Oh. Okay, so this is the link. Is there a board here? I saw this too. This Kaspa report, market cap price, percent mined. Finally, percent mined 94%. That last little 10% is coming slow as heck. And this is, of course, Kaspa.com. And we do have tokens here. I like the marketplace and the NFTs. But so, oh wow, Kaspa Nacho's back at number one and market cap 6.2 million, Zale 2.3. Oh wow, Nacho done flipped. Zale almost about 3 million. Byte is number two. Wait, how is this? Wait a minute, this can't be right. Market cap. What are we sorting by here? Because there's no way this should be number two. Let me see. Let's sort by market cap. That's weird. What? Okay, I guess Nacho is number one, Zelle number two, number three is Byte. How's Byte with a low market cap? I don't know. KSP 1.5 million, Kango 2.8, Wolfie. Where is Conan? Oh wow. There's Bert, there's K-Rec, Silver. Dang, where is Conan? Trump? Conan's not even on here. Maybe it's not on Kaspa.com because this ranking. I wish they had the Kaspa FYI up, man. I don't know about this. Yeah, there it is. Why is it not on? So Conan is 00020. I don't see the day chart. I'm not sure what's showing us the 7 day. 24-hour volume, 100. Wow, $178. Yikes. Market cap 270. Oh, wow, way down. Got to get the buzz back going with the Conan Kaspa. This is Kaspa Matrix, Kaspa Media Analytics, Kaspa SLT LTH basic ratio. Long-term holders, short-term holders, circular supply. What is this? MVR zone. Realized price. Hold weight. Oh wow, that's a lot of information here. Where is this for the KRC 20 tokens though? Who's got the new KRC 20 token information? I have to bookmark this Kaspa Hub. It's pretty useful. Get back my Kaspa updates, or get back on the Kaspa monitoring. As we're back in the game, we want to be back in Kaspa, so we are here. I don't know that I like the Kaspa stream. Let me know what you guys think about Kaspa stream in the comments. You like it, you love it, you hate it. I'm not a big fan so far. So going back over to X, when X ever loads, I do like the Kaspa news too. You gotta get up on the KRC 20. Or can you search the news? Let's see what's going on. Report media mix 2025. Wow. Kaspa daily. This is almost better than X. Let's see what Kaspa Daily's got going on. Wallet, another accumulation. 9 wallets add another 1.5 million Kaspa to its holding. Another accumulation move from wallet 9, adding 1.5 Kaspa. This continued pattern steadily buying. Yeah, this is weird. Kind of looks like the Kaspa FYI. I wonder where he got this information from. But yeah, the Kaspa news is actually pretty decent. Not to read up here and get caught up. And the Kaspa Hub, look around, get some better visualizations. So over X, shout out to BTM Crypto News Network, which is Black Tiger Miner, can sign back up. Countdown for the super app is on with Zabek. This is Captain Stats. Kaspa II started to come through with what they've been working on. Loads of great things coming for Kaspa. Finally. And this is what is that? Warp Core. ISO 200. Kaspa finality out. Today we're launching a Warp Core Phase 1 in the sandbox environment. Finally. Oh man, y'all just now? Wow. Warp Core acts as a universal adapter. ISO 222. Deterministic Kaspa logic. Banks keep their existing messaging controls compliance pipelines while settling, verifying variable and mutable financial events on Kaspa at immediate speed without compromising decentralized, secured proof of work. Sorry about that. This is not a new rail. It's a translation layer. Legacy systems in cryptographic finality out, more to come. Keep an eye on the Kaspa II project. Huge Kaspa News. It's always said Kaspa is the best form of P2P payments. As Jonathan says, internet money. Launching today, Warpcast 222. Kaspa has the best crypto for payments. Lowest fees, fastest block time, most scalable breaking record, energy efficient, no orphans, sustainable security budget, fully centralized POW. Proof of work, baby. Let's play this real quick. I'll be back. That's pretty cool. I just wish there was some sound on the video. It says Homer, Kaspa, holders by 2026 ending. And I do think it might pump. It might go on a run like previously. Conan and Kaspa. Conan is back. The market's finally turning. Development never stopped. We never let builders stay. Momentum is building. Are you with us or watching from the sideline? Definitely which. Oh, power is amazing. This is your data should be yours. Check our call out to all Casper project and data gurus. That would be me. Thought you knowledge of KSA project exchange is not integrated. Please reply with a comment. I exchange Kango/Mexi to backfill, allowing projects and providers to use data and other apps. 100% sure what you're saying there. I'm definitely going to check out that GitHub, see what you guys got out there. Hello, my friends. It's a pleasure. We share a new all-time high. Well, oh, oh yeah, that's weird. That is the same one I was looking at. What is this bike? Oh, that's pretty cool. A robot dog? I don't know. I might need to research these fellows. So back to X. Shout out to Kaspa I. Let's see what the crew has to say.
As of today, there are live financial institutions testing Warp Core and their financial messaging on Kaspa. In this phase one testing, we're just doing simple credit transfers. That's quite easy to achieve. We've approached the financial institution saying, look, you don't have to replace anything. This is just a very simple plugin that acts as a compliance and privacy guarantee. So, for example, there's no raw ISO messages on chain, there's no names, there's no IBANs, there's no account numbers exposed. All the hashes are salted per institution, and then we have jurisdiction specific redaction policies supported as well. This is quite important because there's zero ambiguity then in any of the messages that are sent. The execution mapping is very clear. There's a provable repudiation of any transactions. And then there's very simple machine verifiable audit trails. And then there's no dependency on counterparties for evidence. The bottom line is Warp Core turns the ISO 222 flows into cryptographically provable financial events anchored to a public timeline that can't be altered without touching funds or leaking any data.
Crypto Crew imagine big banks and financial institutions as they are stuck using old systems. Now, with this new standard called ISO 222 for messages, Warp Core is like a translator taking those old school bank messages and settles them instantly on Kaspa with full proof of work security. Banks don't have to rip everything out and start over. They keep their compliance and controls, yet get Kaspa speed and true finality. We're talking real world money flowing onto the fastest proof of work network, and this could be huge to serious institutional adoption. When banks start testing this for real, wow, just wow.
Guess you guys aren't ready for that yet.
As of today, there are live financial institutions.
So shout out to Crypto Crew, Crypto Galaxy. Kaspa is showing life today at the 4 cents. Kaspa fam. Kaspa doesn't go retail. Retail comes to Kaspa. While Kaspa is ready, retail needs Kaspa, not the other way around. P.S. The year 2020. I hope not, but maybe before. Everyone holding Kaspa. I generally believe Kaspa is the path very few can see, a path that leads straight into the top of crypto. It's a environment full of noise, fear, and engineered doubt. Real innovation doesn't rush, it compounds quickly. And I do say there's a lot of products on Kaspa. Just got to get, I guess, mainstream adoption. Michael talking about Kaspa $1 will happen 100%. Definitely. Just got to be patient. By the end of 2026, we will achieve the gold. What is that? $10 Kaspa? Okay. Crypto Crew again. I think that's a video we'll check out in a minute. The Ingrid Labs. Over the last 2 years, Kaspa's global tour has carried Kaspa K to stages worldwide at every destination. Cornerstones of successful events has always been the incredible energy support of the local community. What is this? Now we bring together seasoned voices from Hong Kong, France, and UK, share the how-to behind those moments. We are happy to welcome, share their experience and discuss the actual work building a community from executing the first offline event. The goal is simple: to provide a practical guide for the next wave of builders. This isn't just recap, it's learning, connecting, and inspiring more regions to start the journey. Is there sound though? Is there any sound here? I don't think so. We'll check this out real quick though.
Say, yeah. Have you move so fast? I want the cash. Put it in my bag, then we blast. Then we take.
Me, that's weird. I don't know if it's just me or my computer, but the videos always come out weird. The song part, right? Every time I try to play the song, it never comes out right. I don't know what's going on. Kaspa 2026 price outlook. Kaspa's building quietly with real fundamentals, block DAG, architecture, ultra fast confirmations, pure proof of work security. Now, the big question, what do you think could be Kaspa's target by 2026? Realistic scenarios. Bear case 20 cents to 30 cents. Base case 50 cents to 80 cents. Steady growth, wider awareness, and strong network usage. Bull case $1.20 to $2 if Kaspa becomes top POW settlement layer in the next bull cycle. Drop the target below. I'm anxious to see how that comes out. We'll check that out as well. Keeping it moving. Get back over to the Crypto News Network. I think we were there actually. What is this? This feels a passive aggressive dig at me, so I'll engage. Mr. Kaspa, what's going on, bro? Kaspa's usage is objectively low usage. If you compare non-Coinbase TPS from 2024 to 2026, there's a steady decline in network activity. I've seen the last 3 years actively discussing, using, and promoting Kaspa. I've supported and promoted nearly every platform built on it for the network. The uncomfortable truth is that these products will not drive mass adoption. K-Social will not bring global adoption or solve Kaspa's long-term security budget if it doesn't even move the needle. If you want Kaspa to be adopted, we need to ask hard questions and confront reality, not wait and hope for adoption to materialize. Whoa, that was a mouthful. Yes, best tech does not always equal adoption. What also does not help adoption is complaining on X about it. What? You can do something about it yourself. Talk to people, use Kaspa platforms, share Kaspa. So I was about to say, how is that a dig? But I guess it's pretty clear, right? I don't know who he's talking to, but he's definitely saying people are complaining. So I don't know. But I remember this about Kaspa, there's always a lot of weird backbiting and arguments and disputes. Kaspa isn't trying to execute everything on the chain. It's trying to make the world execute undeniable. Why is this post gone? What is going on out here? Just in about 5,000 to Kaspa buying. How much was 5,000 to Kaspa? $300? 300 euros. Huh. Everyone should build a personal strategic Kaspa reserve. Kaspa is going to advance crypto infrastructure massively. 4 months after Elon Musk said Kaspa was born. 4 months after. What? Mega's biggest Bitcoin mining company in the U.S. is also mining Kaspa. Crazy Kaspa isn't listed. I don't know if they're even still mining it, right? I was at a Bitcoin conference and they didn't mention mining Kaspa, actually. But I do have the that's file I might need to plug up, actually. This was a Zebek AMA for tomorrow. So I guess we'll check out some videos. If you guys are still out there watching anyway, if you're here and you're live, put a fire emoji in the chat and let me know where it's at. Give me some shout out, something. Somebody, anybody, everybody. Comment, don't comment. You like the show, you want Casper to keep going, somebody say something. But let's click over to Casper price updated. This is Gordon Frey. I'm gonna get back into the Captain ecosystem. See what's going on here.
Gordon, we are back with another video. Today we're jumping in to talk about Kaspa and do a price action update. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below. Hit subscribe. We're on the road to our first 100K subscribers. Smash the bell notification icon and grab your free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin is waiting for you in the description below this video. So grab that below and let's talk about Kaspa. Okay, jumping in and looking at the chart first and foremost, we're back at about the 5 cents level for Kaspa. We've reclaimed that area here in the past day or two. Now, I am zoomed right in onto an hourly chart here just to illustrate the fact that we've reclaimed a nice level that we were trying to reclaim here ultimately for the past few weeks, because going back to the 10th of December, we broke below that 4.8 cents area and we struggled to get back up above it. Now we've broken above it, we've had a retest, and we're getting a bounce to move even higher. So short-term timeframes here looking like a nice move for Kaspa over the past few days. But if we zoom out to a daily chart, obviously things are not looking quite as good on the higher time frames. You've got price action sitting at 5 cents, but obviously, just going back here as recently as the summertime in the middle of July, moving into August, we were up at 11 or 12 cents. And just even a couple months before that, we had peaks up at 13 cents in the middle of May. So price action has been very much down and to the right here for Kaspa over the past few months. And we really kind of rolled over into this area looking at the weekly chart here, where we finally found support at this 3.94 cents area, and we're getting a slow move back to the upside. So with Bitcoin getting back up above 91.4 at the moment of recording this video, we're seeing alts making a nice move here, and Kaspa is one of those. But if we compare Kaspa to Bitcoin, even over the past year or so, it's very much the same story. Price action down and to the right. And ultimately, since these highs back in November of 2023, Kaspa has underperformed Bitcoin by about 86%. So that is something to keep in mind, because if I'm allocating to anything other than Bitcoin, it's truly because I think the asset has the potential to outperform Bitcoin on a percentage basis. And so obviously seeing that downtrend remain intact here is something that we're going to have to see Kaspa work hard to ultimately break out of. Maybe even more locally, we could draw something in here on the chart to say, okay, maybe if we push a little bit higher here, we can break out of this downtrend. Arguably, by the time we got here into the end of October, we were starting to find a bottom and now trying to move back to the upside. But ultimately, Kaspa has a long way to go before we get back up to retesting dollar all-time highs and even some relative highs against Bitcoin on this Kaspa versus Bitcoin chart. But that does not mean that you cannot make money here. If I zoom back into the daily, and then I want to bring it right down onto the hourly chart here, because I've been using the Crusaders signals indicator over on TradingView here, if I bring it up here, it's been able to identify some really nice buying zones in the past few days for some very profitable trades. We can see here on the 1 hour chart, we had a buy signal right here at this zone at the 4.2 cents area. So buying strength zone here on the Crusader signal indicator allowed us to understand that this was a perfect setup or a perfect area to scoop up the dip here on Kaspa. Again, looking at these sell signals, you had that initial move from the buying zone, measuring it here from 4.2 cents up to 4.65 cents. That is a 9% gain here in just under 2 days. So that is a phenomenal return, 9% in 2 days. And again, that was just the first sell signal. You could have laddered out here by going sell signal number 1 at 4.65 cents, sell signal number 2 here, just a little bit higher at 4.79 cents for a 12% gain, sell signal number 3 for a 17% gain, and sell signal number 4 here coming in for just under a 20% gain. So again, using the Crusader signals here as an indicator on TradingView is going to allow you to capitalize on ultimately trading profitable swing trades with assets like Kaspa. I'm going to be leaving a link for Crusaders in the description below this video, so make sure to check that out. Check out the landing page, a really solid indicator for those of you that want to get more in depth with capitalizing on these types of swing trades in the market, because just because Kaspa is down here over the past few months doesn't mean that you cannot capitalize on some nice trades here even in shorter time frames. So check that out in the description below. The other chart I want to check out here is Kaspa dominance. So Kas.D here, again, we've seen a nice little bump on Kaspa dominance in the past few days, obviously because it's had that, roughly speaking, 15 to 20% move. But again, zooming out to a daily chart here, this has been substantially down over the past few months. It corresponds with the price action that we saw on that chart a few minutes ago. And on this daily chart, even going back here to those highs at the end of 2023, Kaspa dominance was all the way up at 0.23%. We're right down at 0.044% right now. So in line with how it has underperformed against Bitcoin and the US dollar, Kaspa dominance is down 80% here over the past 2 years. And we really need to see this moving up and to the right if we're going to see Kaspa outperforming other crypto altcoins in the market. I still maintain that Kaspa has some very strong fundamentals. The block DAG structure, their Ghost DAG architecture, and everything happening on Kaspa as a high throughput blockchain is very, very promising. But I also still maintain that we need to see more protocols, more adoption, and more things actually being built out on top of Kaspa. If we jump over to DeFi Llama here, comparing it to other scalable blockchains, there's just not anything really being built out on top of Kaspa. I was trying to find some legitimate protocols. I know the smart contracts have been trying to be rolled out on the network here over the past couple of months. I'm still yet to see true adoption and some true scale with anything being built out on top of Kaspa's network. And so I found Kaspa, defi.kaspa.com here as a DEX, but ultimately there's little to no volume and pools coming through for this actual DEX itself. You've got $300 here in daily volume on these pools, $2, $83 in volume. So next to nothing in terms of actual volume and liquidity on a DEX like this. But I am intrigued. I'm intrigued to keep a pulse on what's happening with Kaspa, on what's actually going to get built on top of this protocol, and when we can actually see user growth and user adoption with the network itself, because dominance has been moving very much down. We have had price moving down. We have had Kaspa substantially underperforming against Bitcoin. I don't think Kaspa is down and out just yet, but we need to see things being built. We need to see protocol adoption. We know the underlying tech is extremely powerful, but unless that tech gets put to use by actual builders and by actual people adopting and beginning to use the chain, ultimately it's going to waste. And so we can speculate all day about price. We can speculate about all these numbers on the charts, but if people don't end up using the chain and it garners more adoption, then what use is all of that powerful tech? So that is the takeaway I have from this video. I obviously will be keeping a pulse on things with Kaspa, but it's up 10, 11% on the day here, and some really nice profitable trading signals from the Crusaders indicator on TradingView. So check that out in the description below, guys. Let me know as well, Drop a comment below this video. Do you want me to do an updated price prediction video on Kaspa? It's been a couple of months since I did a price target. Obviously, it's going to be a revision downwards because we've just had, such underwhelming price action with Kaspa, and it has substantially underperformed against the rest of the alt market, according to this chart, with dominance moving down by 80% in the past 2 years. But let me know. Drop a comment below. I will put together a Kaspa price target update. If you drop a comment below this video, we'll do some projections for 2026 and we'll see where Kaspa can go. That is it for today's video, guys. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure.
So shout out to Gordon Frey, I guess. Keeping it moving. This is Bitcoin Hoodie. Shout out to Bitcoin Hoodie and see what's going on here.
You guy coming back with another one. We're going to be talking about some K-Social FUD. Maybe it's not FUD. Point someone brought up. You can see right now, not a lot of K-Social transactions going through. Made a couple posts. It's this post on Reddit. K-Social is the single biggest threat to Kaspa, and it isn't close. I personally think this is bullshit. You see the same thing going on with people trying to stop Bitcoin runes or ordinals, and you can't have a decentralized thing and start dictating what goes on there. And with Kaspa, most people that have nodes are pruning them. So, and you're not actually storing any pictures or anything on the blockchain. You're just storing code that has to be interpreted. This person's arguing that people can put child porn on there, and just say porn. I don't know. I guess it gets flagged or whatever, but I don't know. The same things happen with Crater over on Bitcoin, Luke Dash Jr. and Mechanic, and 42% of all the transactions on Bitcoin the last month were runes. They don't. It started off as spam. They didn't like spam. Then it migrated to it was like child porn, sexual assault material or whatever, and then it's like we just need to clean up the UTXOs, and they're even talking about freezing some UTXOs and having a soft fork. And it's just not that big of an issue. Yeah, someone's going to put that stuff on there, but I don't know. I just think that one, most likely K-Social is not even going to get that big. I hope it does. Don't get me wrong, but most likely it won't. And this person says, if this lodges were accepted, ISPs would be liable for internet content. RAM chips would be illegal. CPUs would be contraband. That would collapse the digital economy. Courts already treat blockchain as a neutral gray area, meaning it's not anybody's responsibility. Zero mark, and that's just, I don't know. You're not going to get in trouble. I mean, maybe they try to make it so that people can't use it or something, but people can already hash things into transactions without needing K-Social to be an interface for it. That's the thing. Just like Bitcoin, you don't need the runes protocol or NERS protocol to put data on there. There's nothing they can do to stop people from data on the Bitcoin blockchain. There's nothing anyone can stop from people to put code into Kaspa blockchain. Anytime the devs do something, it's like whack-a-mole. There'll be another way that they can do it. So you obviously don't know how it works. It's FUD. Nodes have pruning, and you don't understand how it works. So I think, I don't know, in my personal opinion, that illegal content already exists on the Bitcoin blockchain, and the bigger it gets, then the more that it's not going to be stopped. So there's, no one's going after node runners. There's already illegal data on Bitcoin blockchain, and there's always a way. If someone wants to put illegal data on the blockchain, then they can. There's nothing that, I mean, there's there are not a million different ways, but there's a very, very lots of ways. Even if they make it super expensive, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of that data, but the 99.99% of the data going onto the blockchain is not that. And if you think the world's going to get more digital and people are going to be putting stuff on DAG and blockchain, that's going to happen. So you're not going to be able to stop it. If you're looking to do your taxes, I use Coinly. I have a link down there if you want to use them to sign up. It's a referral one. They do have Kaspa supported. I know there's like Coin Tracker. I've tried them, and I don't know. I found that Coinly worked better for me. You know, whatever, you got to pay your taxes, keep the government happy. Unfortunately, that's just part of the game. So that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comments about K Social. One, it's you know, highly likely that it doesn't grow big enough to become a problem. Two, you can still put data on the blockchain without K Social, and there's always ways for people to figure out clever ways that the devs are always one step behind. You see that on Bitcoin. The people been putting code on there, you know, from the beginning almost. Satoshi Dice was a game, Counterparty. There's other examples, and you know, ordinals, runes, and
So that is crazy. What he's talking about, I'm not gonna repeat it, but if they're using it for that, it's not good. But we will see. Hopefully they can get that cleaned up. There's no way around it, like you mentioned. If you close one door, they're gonna find another back door. So that's a hard fight, but Kaspa is up for it. Shout out to Bitcoin Hoodie. And this is Freeman Finance. Freeman's talking about with why Kaspa is better than 95% of altcoins.
5 cents, and boy am I excited about what is coming up. But in this video, I'm going to tell you some things about Kaspa that you might not know, some reasons that my conviction is so strong, and why the truth is 95% of other altcoins are going to go to zero. So before we get into it, remember, nothing is ever financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and always do your own research. Now let's get into Kaspa. There is lots of reasons why I'm extremely excited about Kaspa, guys. And are you in a good mood? I'm in a good mood. I hope you're in a good mood. But let's go look at the chart. Over 5 cents. Some people capitulated. If that was you, let me know down in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe, like, because that boosts this out to other people. And our goal is to get as many people knowing what Kaspa is and why Kaspa solved the trilemma, and why it can really be a top 3 to 5 crypto in my personal opinion. But let's come look at the chart. You can see it hit a low down here of under 4 cents. I remember the days where people didn't think it would come under 10 cents. You know, I remember when this 10-cent level was like, that's holding, this level's holding, it's never going to break, all around this time. But it did. It did. And so I want to tell you some things that people might not know. And I had a few people leave me this. I posted this over on X. Make sure you follow me at Finance Freeman. There's a lot of fakes, so be careful out there. But, you know, Kaspa is internet speed. Obviously, we know that. But putting it into perspective, this is Cass Addict over on X. And he said, Finance Freeman, don't forget to mention this. When you break down the math of actual transactional throughput, Cass is 460 times denser than Bitcoin in terms of transactions. And this is true. If everyone in the world wanted to do a Bitcoin transaction, it would take like over 10 years, because the blocks are only 10 blocks per second. And also they can only hold so much data, so much transactions. And this really puts it out there. As you can see, the blocks per second, this equates right here to 1 every 10 minutes. And Kaspa now being 10 blocks per second, see how much transactions this can really put through per block. So Kaspa is extremely faster, but it comes into some more things. Domer here did an analysis, and the problem is, guys, there's so many altcoins out there, and all the altcoins claim to be the next big thing, you know, the next thing that can pass Ethereum, the next thing that can pass Solana, the new Bitcoin, the best Bitcoin. And so Kaspa kind of gets lost in that of there's all this, you know, fluff in the market. And so this is something they ask me to share, because we reach a lot of people through these videos, is how many Kaspa posts there are just saying Kaspa, hashtag Kaspa, Kaspa. This shows that there's a lot of people over on X looking for it. But if we start using these hashtags, hashtag Kaspa, $Cas, they call that a cash tag, then we will be able to get a lot more visibility onto Kaspa, because there's a lot of good things looking. Look, 10 blocks per second. Look at the transactions. Everything's looking really healthy, but we really need VPROGs to come online, which is going to be Kaspa's form of smart contracts. Okay, this is a way that does not create fractured liquidity like you see on Ethereum. If you do not know what fractured liquidity is, think about mainnet Ethereum, and then think about the scaling solutions. Ethereum itself does not have very high throughput, meaning there's not a ton of transactions. But then there's layer 2 solutions. You have Base Chain, you have Optimism, you have Arbitrum, you have Polymarket, and all of those have their own native token pool for Polygon. Base ETH, it's still not mainnet ETH. It's essentially a wrapped version if you think of it like that. But so all the activity happening on
So Mike, I think XRP will be, but I was just putting two and two together, and I think there might be more than one processor or processing packages, because I think XRP just does cross-border payments. I think Casper might do actual regular transaction processing, like buying and moving and selling, versus XRP is going to do large amounts, and Casper could do like everyday transactions, buying a pack of cigarettes, buying gum, buying food, versus I don't think they'll be using XRP for those kind of transactions. But we will see, only time will tell. Let's get back to the video.
ETH layer 2s is taking away from fees and transactions on mainnet ETH. And so that's what we call fractured liquidity. And that is not the case with Kaspa. When VPROGs come out, it is not going to be fractured. Everything is going to be settled in Kas. And that's the beauty of it, because whenever we come and take a look at something like Solana, the run that Solana has had, the reason that Solana is going to be a top crypto for a very long time is because of meme coins, but they're also having institutional usage. But the key behind all of it is that everything settles in SOL. If people want to trade meme coins, they get SOL. If people want to, buy tokenized stocks or something, never financial advice, but they do that in SOL. There is not any Polygon or base on Solana. There's been a few, but there's really no reason, and they have all failed. And so coming over here, taking a look at all the fluff in the market, this is very important. That me going into 2026, there's been a lot of times where, this is a real world asset project, this is an AI project, and there are those that exist. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of the tokens are kind of worthless in and of itself. Like, let me give you an example. If we come over here and take a look at something like Ondo, okay, Ondo's real world assets, this is a governance token. But even though they are tokenizing stocks all over the place, Ondo is going to be the leader of that. I think that benefits the company behind Ondo more than the actual token. And so we're out of time right now in crypto to where we have a valuation issue. What should these things be valued at? For instance, the Pump Fund coin. There's a ton of money being made on Pump Fund every day in fees. Even at a low market, they're making millions and millions. But what does that do to the Pump token? Essentially nothing. Yeah, maybe they do some buybacks or they do something like that, but overall, it does absolutely nothing. And there's $871 million of liquidity tied up into this token. That is the valuation problem. And that's what crypto as a whole is trying to solve right now. And so the thing that I'm looking for is real DeFi projects and real layer 1 ecosystems. And Kaspa's the best in that to me. Whenever I look at it, 10 blocks per second, everything's going to be settled into Kas. A lot faster than Bitcoin. It has everything Bitcoin has, plus the programmability of Ethereum or Solana. I mean, that's why I just absolutely love Kaspa so much. But it has been on a little bit of a run. If we come over here and take a look at Kas, I believe it's around 54th. There it is. over 5 cents. So what's going to happen now? You can see we have came up, hit over 6 cents, came back down to 4, and we're tightening up in this range. Now, obviously, this may or may not happen, but typically CME gaps do close. A CME gap is a gap difference between when markets close, official markets like stock market closes, and opens. And this is liquidity that is often came back and get. In fact, before these, we had closed all of the CME gaps for this cycle. So you can see right here was a gap at around 88,000. Then there was another gap here, and this is on Bitcoin right here. And so we'll see what's happening with this. If this closes, if we come down and we do end up closing this gap at 88.3, that's where I will be starting to long Bitcoin. I currently have a short position on Bitcoin that I opened up at the top, actually up here with the stop loss slightly above. If you're interested in the trading group that I have, it's a lot more than just a trading group. The Discord's the Finance Freeman family, guys. Good morning. We're going to start having daily voice chats. There's member only things. Get all my buyers, all my sellers. Obviously, none of it is financial advice, but we are building a lot more than just a call group. We're building a real deal community there, and it's less than the price of a cup of coffee a day, guys. So I'll leave the link down below if you're interested. We have over 100 members. I would absolutely love to see you there, but that's why I am so bullish on Kaspa. But I want to know, what do you think? Are we still going in a bull market like I tend to believe, or are we in the bear? And if you want to hear what I mean by bull bear market, if I think BTC is going lower or going to keep going higher, I'll link that video right here for you to watch. I love you all.
Shout out to my main man, Freeman Finance. And this is
What's up, guys? Cat Daddy Crypto
Cat
here.
Daddy
You
Crypto.
know what I need you to do. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay up to date with news around Kaspa and Kaspa's ecosystem as a whole, as well as the rest of the crypto market. Subscribe and like this video. Let's get it. What's up, guys? We've got some big news today. Although you're going to be watching this a day after the news has broke. I'm recording this a day earlier. The Kaspa KII has launched their Warp Core layer. Okay. And this is going to allow all of those huge energy companies and the banks that they transact in between to settle on Kaspa. We all knew this was coming, but it seems to be here in a phase 1 scenario here, right? They're probably just testing some things out at this point, but they posted on X, launching today, Warp Core ISO 20022 in Kaspa finality out. Today we're launching Warp Core phase 1 in a sandbox environment for financial institutions. Warp Core acts as a universal adapter, ISO 222, and the deterministic Kaspa logic. Banks keep their existing messaging, controls, and compliance pipelines while settling verifiable, immutable financial events on Kaspa at incredible speed without compromising decentralization, secured by proof of work. This is not a new rail. It's a transition layer. So, and then it says more to come at the bottom. So I don't think that we grasp how large this is probably going to be. All of these systems, energy companies, the 30 biggest energy companies in the world, and the banks that they interact with, right? The financial institution scenarios that they deal with already have rails, right? That they use for payments on an everyday basis. What the KII has done with Warp Core is created a middleware layer, right? So these companies, these energy companies and these banks, they continue to do things exactly how they've done them for years upon years, right? But what happens now is before finality, this Warp Core middle layer converts over to ISO 2022 and then straight onto the Kaspa block DAG for finality. So instead of things finalizing on traditional layers, they have built a bridge, right? A middle layer, a bridge, in order to convert everything in real time within seconds to finalize on the Kaspa block DAG. And what this is going to do, I don't know how many transactions these guys do, right? Between all these 30 companies, maybe more at this point, and the banks and whoever else they deal with, right? I don't know how many transactions they do in a day or a week or a month or a year, but I imagine it's quite a few. And as soon as this is in like full activation mode and it works, I would imagine there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of transactions per day, maybe. And all of that is finalizing on the Kaspa block DAG. All of those transactions and the fees incorporated with them are getting sent right over to pay the miners. And this is just one scenario that's going to be actively coming to the surface in 2026. There's probably going to be a lot more things also coming to the surface that will incorporate finalizing on Kaspa and paying the miners those fees. But Warp Core and Kaspa KII alone should account for quite a bit of transaction volume going on in the background without us even seeing any of it. If you look right here on this image, it shows you right here, the payments start out on the traditional finance system. They immediately get warped, I guess you could call it, right? And bridged over to the crypto space, converted into an ISO 222 complianced system. And then the final settlement, as you see here, happens on the Kaspa block DAG. And then the settlement's complete. So this is real time, real life use case of Kaspa and legitimate traditional institution / major companies, energy companies, and banks transacting like they've always transacted, but yet in the background get settled on Kaspa. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is what we knew and understood that Kaspa can do. But right now we're going to get to see it play out in real time, right in front of our eyes. And I imagine that if we come over to here to the transaction counts of things going on Kaspa, we're going to start seeing a category maybe added, or when Eager Labs is added here, that transaction count is going to include what Warp Core and the Kaspa KII are doing. This is new down here in this corner, unknown payload, and there's 52 transactions with an unknown payload in the last hour. I wonder if that's them testing the Warp Core. I could be completely wrong on that. Or maybe they're testing it on the Casplex L2 because we've got almost 2,000 transactions in the last hour, right? Could that be they're testing it on there and then they move to Eager Labs when it starts? Or maybe it's their own, system that finalizes on base layer and it doesn't need an L2. I'm not 100% sure how it actually works, but I imagine that this transaction count is going to skyrocket as soon as we, get some real, daily transactions from these big energy companies and the KII. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention for those of you who did not see this yesterday, because I know exchange listings pump prices, right? But this is the kind of stuff that is going to make sure that Kaspa is here long term. Okay, this is the stuff that happens in the background.
Yeah, no, this is a good product. Shout out to Cat Daddy. And I made Warp Core videos last year, right? Go back and check them out. It kind of explains all of the applications on Kaspa, and one was a Warp Core video. So I'm glad to see that it's finally happening, especially now with the oil industry going and the energy industry about to really take off with these data centers. This Warp Core could be pretty big.
That will guarantee that Kaspa will be here multi cycles, and probably eventually propel its way up and cement itself in the top 3 to 5 cryptos at some point in time moving forward. This is the type of stuff that really matters, because this is what's going to build the roots into the ground, right? And create this very strong base for Kaspa. And it will be very hard to remove those roots if they continue to get bigger and stronger and branch out wider and wider and wider. So I want you guys to pat yourselves on the back because all of you are smarter than 99.9% of the world. And you're also smarter than 99.9% of people in the crypto space because you have envisioned what this could be. You have done your research and you understand the possibilities and what's probably inevitable for this crypto project in Kaspa. So pat yourself on the back for being early and understanding this technology and understanding how groundbreaking it really is. In the meantime, guys, continue to pack your damn bags before it's too late. I will see you in the next video. Peace out. Okay, hold up. Before you go, you might be wondering where KDK stores his Kaspa. And the answer is Tangem. The reason why I use Tangem Wallet is
So shout out to Cat Daddy. Agent, what's that? Ziku? What's going on? Thanks for joining. And we're moving on over to, I think this is
What's up, Crypto Crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Mike.
but this is Crypto Crew. And let me bring this over here. And we'll get back to the video. See if we can find some more information on Warp Core.
It's actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto Crew, welcome back. It's January 2026. And if you're holding cash or even just watching from the sidelines, buckle up because Kaspa is starting to reveal what is being built as we speak. We're talking real upgrades that make Kaspa not just faster money, but smarter, more secure, and ready to connect with the big boys in finance. And today we'll break down the hottest technical upgrades hitting Kaspa this year. In simple terms, no PhD required. So if you ever wondered why Kaspa feels different from everything else out there, this is why. Stay tuned, Crypto Crew.
The rate cut will be HODL your Kaspa.
Prove all things, hold fast, that which is good. Quick reminder to keep your cat.
Yeah, I know I had a video on Warp Core. This is from Caspian 8 months ago. It's BTM welcoming you back to the Black Tiger Miner Crypto. Same hat and every news network. And today we're talking about Kaspa RWAs. I think we're going to do a series and walk through all the Kaspa RWAs. Today we're talking about what is Warp Core and can it replace XRP? Kaspa's Warp Core, the digital tech upgrade that just hit the crypto world like a supernova. So let's talk about it. What is Warp Core and why is everyone suddenly paying attention? And is this the moment that Kaspa flips the script? Let's break it down, the fast, the furious, and the full throttle. Let's talk Kaspa Warp Core. So let's get to it. And I've done some research. I'm going to break it down for you guys. Don't forget to sign up for the Black Tiger Miner Twitter X page. We're trying to keep you updated on the current news events. That's the BTM Crypto News Network. So here is Kaspa KII from Kaspa's enterprise event. We introducing the following primary projects. The first one is Warp Core. I guess I'll do Gigawatt stablecoin and then GETX. There's a video we'll get to where they're talking about it. I'm going to play that video in a minute. Warp Core ISO compliant layer linking Kaspa to the financial world for global settlements. Kind of like XRP with the cross-border payments. So let's see here. Here's a quick little summary, and then we'll go into some detail.
Or is the game changer you've been waiting for in cross-border finance? Imagine taking all the clunky, outdated systems banks use and plugging them directly into modern digital money networks. That's exactly what WarpCore does. It's built on Kaspa's blockdag tech, which means it's not only fast, it's incredibly fast, and it works seamlessly with what financial institutions already have in place. So there's no need for massive overhauls. What's really special about WarpCore is how it combines big league compliance with cutting-edge blockchain tech. Banks and financial players can move digital assets globally while sticking to strict standards like ISO 20022 for messaging and ISO 24165 for digital asset IDs. That means everything stays smooth, transparent, and up to code without sacrificing speed or trust. And of course, Kaspa's network gives WarpCore the muscle to handle high transaction volumes with low latency, all while staying truly decentralized. Plus, with fancy tricks like zero knowledge proofs, it keeps user privacy intact while ticking all the regulatory boxes. So this isn't just a tech upgrade, it's the future of finance. WarpCore is setting the stage for a global digital economy that's fast, open, and ready to scale. And this makes me even more bullish on the whole Kaspa ecosystem.
Just a quick summary from Rito, and this is kind of overview. But he's saying Kaspa is on the verge of taking over crypto, right? There's a lot of exciting things Kaspa's working on as they are climbing into the cryptocurrency arena and going to start upgrading. So this the video is going to watch. This is Warp Core architecture, the power of middleware, translates Kaspa transactions, handles compliant requirements, and optional compliant layer. So this is from the actual video. We're going to play the video in a second. An exciting development within the blockchain and finance sector. Roy announced the launch of Warp Core, a groundbreaking initiative aimed at bridging the gap between Kaspa, represented by Token Kas, traditional finance, TradFi. This announcement shared by Chad Dvorsky, prominent figure in the cryptocurrency community, one of the core developers of Kaspa, has generated significant buzz among investors and tech enthusiasts alike. Warp Core serves as a virtual gateway designed to facilitate smoother interactions between innovative world of crypto and established frameworks of traditional finance. With increasing interest in cryptocurrencies, can coexist with existing financial ecosystems. Warp Core is expected to pave the way for greater adoption and integration of Kaspa's technology in everyday finance. So let's see here. This is on KaspaWave.com. And the article introducing the power by Kaspa, new era of Kaspa's digital ledger technology. And if we skip down, real world applications, which are RWAs, VPN, RWA in enterprise use cases. So a new banking standard, Warp Core by KII, next generation financial framework, leveraging Kaspa's speed and security to create an open and decentralized banking infrastructure. So there is the stable coin, the insurance, logistics, agriculture, ETFs, and more. and classic crypto ecosystems. So we're starting with this warp core. So here is the actual Kaspa, KII.org, and this is the warp core. So Kaspa Industrial Initiative empowers global industries across finance, supply chain, energy, and the public sector with the world's fastest fully scalable layer one block DAG. Our mission is to unlock new levels of transparency, speed, and security for industrial and enterprise applications. Wait a minute. Hold up. What is this? What is this? TTZ.XYZ agent Zico? What is this? They work with agents in real life and are actually building for the future. You should check out the TTTZ.XYZ, or at least their video on X comments. I think this is you and you're shilling coins on me. But I'll bite. Let's see, what is this? 400 followers. The video is not just visual, it's a walkthrough. Get this off the thing for a second.
Oh,
It's a walkthrough how the whole thing actually works. I'm showing you how to move through the Kaspa apps without confusion, how to navigate the ecosystem without technical, how you can click around, explore, play, understand what's being built instead of just hearing. Does this have KRC 20 on it? That's what I'm concerned about. We don't seem to be getting the representation. So let's see what this video is talking about. What you got here?
2, 1, go.
So this Unchained Humanity, this base 44, is this built on Caspa as well? And why is no one talking about it? Think we might have found something on the night shift. Let's go Caspa, Caspa, Caspa.
Parking gotcha and getting high. Play. Apply is lies.
This is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna have to do some more research into this. Just wish the video had some sound. The person is never too old to learn. Takes remembering. TTTX XYZ on Caspa version 1.1. And why is nobody on Caspa talking about this? We're gonna have to do some research, but now we're back over to this Warp Core video. Finish this video, and then we can go over to what's this guy? We're Crypto Crew. How long is 10-minute video? Yeah, we'll finish this cast core and then we'll come back to that. Be right back. This is the actual Warp Core page. Warp Core, the middleware for a truly global institutional grade finance system. The world of cross-border finance is evolving at breakneck speed, demanding a solution that will streamline payments, uphold rigorous regulatory standards, preserve privacy, and scale with growing needs. Warp Core, a special, easy-to-use middleware running on the Kaspa cutting-edge block DAG architecture, creates a direct path from established financial institutions to a modern digital money network, such as those running on blockchains, enabling banks and large financial companies to seamlessly plug in their existing system and rules and send and receive and manage digital assets without confusion or extra hassle, to adhere to global standards everyone can trust. So the big thing is this can plug into the existing system without making a lot of code changes. It's already fast and it's secure because it's on Kaspa. And it will be able to have the regulatory standards it needs and to keep the privacy. So that's another big thing that'll help out. More than just compliance tool or performance upgrade, Warp Core fundamentally rethinks how institutions engage in digital economy by uniting regulatory grade standards with Kaspa's highly scalable decentralized network that empowers financial institutions to operate confidently in a new era of global finance, making not just a step, but a leap into the future of digital assets without sacrificing trust, transparency, or performance. Built on global standards for seamless integration, ISO 20022 and ISO 24165 are the two standards, and the exceeding of performance and scalability of legacy systems, high throughput and low latency, achieve faster settlements and reduce operational cost, true decentralization, and future proofed, built for continuous improvement. Warpcore's open source development and global community governance ensure ongoing enhancements to keep pace with the market. This talks about privacy and more of the middleware. So this is the actual video from the Kaspa KII. So let's see what this guy has to say.
We're building a system as a market facilitator that's seamless to introduce some initiatives that will bridge Kaspa to the global financial system and will redefine how businesses can interact with finance and energy and some other sectors. So, Kaspa's built this great, powerful, and scalable block DAG technology, and it's not stopping there. There's lots of really cool things coming. And we're building a system as a market facilitator that seamlessly connects Kaspa to the established world of traditional finance. So Kaspa meets traditional finance. So I'm thrilled to introduce what we call Warp Core. And Warp Core is what we consider the first of a game-changing project that will redefine how Kaspa interacts with the global financial system. It'll bridge the gap between the innovation of Kaspa and the requirements of global commerce. And this is Warp Core. So, what does Warp Core do? Well, Warp Core enables more secure, faster cross-border payments, breaking down the barriers of time and cost that have long hampered international transactions. I don't know about you guys. If you guys have ever tried to send an international payment overseas, you'll know what a POS it is. It's difficult. But what we want to do is we want to enable this faster, more secure cross-border payment mechanism, but in full compliance with global standards, meeting the strictest regulatory requirements and opening the door to institutional adoption of Kaspa and ensuring that Kaspa can compete on a global scale. Warp Core achieves this through two key pillars of compliance. So through what's known as ISO 222 compliance, Warp Core enables Kaspa to seamlessly interact with the traditional banking systems by adhering to these globally accepted ISO standards. So ISO 222 is now considered the global standard for financial messaging used by financial institutions in over 70 countries. And this isn't like a box ticking exercise. It's about ensuring that Kaspa can speak the language of global finance. And then the second part of it is we want to talk about another ISO standard, ISO 24165, which is digital token identifiers. So Warp Core will provide a standardized system for identifying Kaspa's digital tokens, ensuring transparency, traceability, and auditability, essential for building trust and meeting regulatory requirements. And one of the interesting things is it's optional. At the heart of Warp Core is its middleware layer. It's a bridge between the decentralized world of Kaspa and the established centralized traditional systems. So we're introducing and building this as middleware. And that may change, but for now, we're looking at it as middleware. And what it does is it converts transaction data into an ISO 222 format, making it understandable and compliant with existing banking systems. It helps manage KYC and anti-money laundering checks to ensure that institutions can meet their regulatory obligations without compromising the core Kaspa decentralization. And as I said, it's an optional compliance layer. Warp Core's compliance features are optional, they're not mandatory. Institutions can choose the level of integration they want, ensuring that Kaspa's block DAG remains decentralized, but yet accessible for other users to do what they want and introduce other protocols. What does this actually do? So what are the benefits? But the benefits of Warp Core are actually quite tangible. In terms of streamlining processes that eliminate the need for expensive intermediaries, making financial operations more cost effective for financial institutions. In terms of settlement, it improves cash flow and capital efficiency, giving financial institutions greater control over their finances. And three, it leverages Kaspa's inherent strengths and speed and scalability to protect transactions and to build trust. So, Warp Core is more than just efficiency, it's about unlocking the transformative potential of DeFi for institutions. So imagine a future where tokenized assets, lending protocols, and other innovative DeFi applications seamlessly integrate with the traditional financial systems. Warp Core makes this vision a reality. It paves the way for more accessible, transparent, and an equitable financial landscape. So that is Warp Core.
That is the full summary of Warp Core. So let me know what you guys think and which one you want to start with next. I think it's Gigawatt, that energy coin, because I think they'll have a lot of implementation. That was a video from 8 months ago talking about Warp Core in the cross-border transaction. I didn't even know that cross-border transaction was even in there. But this is your crypto crew will run this video and shut it down. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. And let me run this video and we will shut it down for the evening.
Kaspa coins, bitcoins, and crypto investments safe. In our opinion, Tangem is the best way for you to do that. Right now, you can grab 20% off your Tangem wallet plus $10 in Bitcoin. Just enter in the codes NYExtra26 and Crypto Crew with the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
Show me.
Crypto Crew, the crescendo upgrade flipped Kaspa from 1 block per second to 10 BPS, and that means transactions confirm in seconds, not minutes, smashing records with over 158 million transactions in a single day. In other words, Kaspa did more transactions in one day than BTC in a whole year, and that's more transactions than most chains will ever see. That's the foundation Kaspa is currently operating from. Now we got smart contracts rolling on layer 2 like Kasplex, soon on Igra Labs 2, hardware wallet support, and the Kaspa community is growing stronger day by day. Still, most consider 2025 a letdown for the lack of price action, but could that have been the warm-up for 2026? This is where Kaspa starts running circles around the competition.
There's no competition, man. It's just Kaspa. The thing is, the industry hasn't caught on yet to where blockchain is heading, which is just verification. And instead of having smart contract, you submit the data plus the proofs. And I plan on showing other developers to let go of that smart contract mental model, because I was stuck in it too. For a long time, I was thinking no smart contract, no Web3 application. But now I'm thinking like, wait, Cityscape don't even need smart contract. I could just generate a proof and submit the data that I need transition and voila, right? So I plan on helping other Web3 developers let go of this Ethereum smart contract model. And I think as the industry catches up that this is a much more efficient way of doing things, Kaspa will blow up.
All right, Crypto Crew, now for some big news. Testnet 12 just went live the other day, and this is huge. Think of covenants like giving your money superpowers. Normally, when you send crypto, the receiver can do whatever they want with it. However, covenants let the coin say, hey, you can only spend me in certain ways. It's like putting rules on your money. This can only go to this address, or wait a certain time before spending, or even go through a secured bridge. No fancy full smart contract needed on the main chain, just smart built-in rules that make everything safer. This unlocks native tokens, super secure vaults, and trustless bridges to layer 2s. Builders are already testing it, and when this hits mainnet, DeFi on Kaspa gets way more powerful without slowing anything down. Kaspa stays scalable, lightning fast, secure, and fully decentralized, which is the difference that makes the difference. In a vid the other day, we saw the Kaspa Industrial Initiative's update on Warp Core, which just launched phase 1 in a sandbox environment.
As of today, there are live financial institutions testing Warp Core and their financial messaging on Kaspa. In this phase 1 testing, we're just doing simple credit transfers. That's quite easy to achieve. We've approached the financial institutions saying, look, you don't have to replace anything. This is just a very simple plugin that acts as a compliance and privacy guarantee. So, for example, there's no raw ISO messages on chain. There's no names. There's no IBANs. There's no account numbers exposed. All the hashes are salted per institution, and then we have jurisdiction-specific redaction policies supported as well. This is quite important because there's zero ambiguity then in any of the messages that are sent. The execution mapping is very clear. There's a provable repudiation of any transactions. And then there's very simple machine verifiable audit trails. And then there's no dependency on counterparties for evidence. The bottom line is Warp Core turns the ISO 222 flows into cryptographically provable financial events anchored to a public timeline that can't be altered without touching funds or leaking any data.
Crypto Crew imagine big banks and financial institutions as they are stuck using old systems. Now, with this new standard called ISO 222 for messages, Warp Core is like a translator taking those old school bank messages and settles them instantly on Kaspa with full proof of work security. Banks don't have to rip everything out and start over. They keep their compliance and controls, yet get Kaspa's speed and true finality. We're talking real world money flowing onto the fastest proof of work network, and this could be huge to serious institutional adoption. When banks start testing this for real, wow, just wow.
Guess you guys aren't ready for that yet.
Now let's talk speed. DAG-Knight is being developed as we speak. Kaspa already does hit 10 blocks per second after the crescendo upgrade, but DAG-Knight makes the network smarter. It automatically adjusts to real-world internet speeds, making everything more secure and faster. The goal? 100 blocks per second or even more. We're talking about sub-second confirmations, like sending money as fast as a text message while staying fully decentralized and secured by miners worldwide. No other proof of work or any crypto network for that matter can dream of this without sacrificing security and or decentralization.
We're in the end game now.
Crypto Crew, this is why I personally believe Kaspa could become the backbone of internet money, or as Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey calls it, the token for the internet.
If the internet gets a chance to get a native currency, what will that be? And to me, it's Bitcoin because of those principles, because of that creation story, because of its resilience, because of the number of tests it's been.
So in that sense, Kaspa continues on the foundation Bitcoin build, fulfilling Satoshi Nakamoto's original vision for Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer digital cash, but then adapted to the needs in 2026 and towards the future. And with Kaspa's cherry on top, VPROXs or verifiable programs, real programmability on Kaspa without bloating the main chain. Kaspa continues what Ethereum started in the mid-2010s, because with VPROXs, heavy calculations happen off-chain, yet a tiny math proof gets checked on Kaspa, which makes Kas super efficient. Think DeFi, oracles for real-world data, conditional payments, something Chainlink pioneered back in 2017, all running smoothly on the fastest base layer or layer 1. Combined with covenants and DAG-Knights, Kaspa isn't just fast cash anymore. It's evolving into a full platform that's fair, open, and frankly, unstoppable. Kaspa Finance just announced that their Kaspa Bridge smart contracts passed a full third-party audit with flying colors, done by RD auditors, and the report is out there for anyone to check. This is all about building secure bridges for cross-chain stuff on Kaspa's Layer 2. Security first means less worry for all of us in DeFi. Milestones like this shows Kaspa's ecosystem is maturing fast, and trust us, this strengthens everything Kaspa is currently building on.
You forgot one very important thing, mate.
And this reminds me of what the Lord Jesus Christ said, I will liken unto him a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Obviously, Christ in this context spoke of faith in him, not as a religion, rather salvation by God's grace, and he is the foundation. Similarly, as opposed to chasing hype and making headlines, Kaspa is building from the ground up, building towards the future, one solid upgrade at the time. In my personal opinion, we're at the dawn of something truly revolutionary, Crypto Crew. Real-time, decentralized money that offers the security of Bitcoin, combined with the versatility and developer potential of Ethereum. It's uniquely positioned to handle cross-border settlements and traditional banking needs, much like XRP, Ondo, HBAR, Hedera, and XLM. What's more, Crypto Crew, it's faster than Sui, Hyperliquid, and Solana without the network issues. And all of this is powered by a community whose passion rivals the largest on the current crypto ocean. 2026 could be the year everything clicks for Kaspa. Of course, none of what I mentioned is financial advice, just our conviction shared with conviction. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.
To this day.
By the way, if you're looking for a pro Kaspa exchange, check out Blofin, which offers rock solid security, no downtime, and zero KYC hassle. Right now, Blofin is dropping fat bonuses for our community, even if you're already with Blofin. So don't miss out. Hit the link in the description box below. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing.
So shout out to Crypto Crew. And thanks for joining. It's your main man BTM, and it's almost 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. So check for us tomorrow, same bat channel, same bat time, and more Kaspa, TTTYX agent. Hit me up on X. Got some questions for you. But it's your main man BTM signing out. Peace and hair grease, and stay dangerous. Miners out.